How is everyone doing today? It is September 15th of 2022. I wasn't quite sure if I was going to do a video on a couple of the tomatoes that we have come in late into our season. Right now it's middle of September. We have danger of first frost coming the 1st of October, so we only have a couple more weeks out in the yard. We've been doing a lot of harvesting. Our tomato season's been really good. A couple of the tomatoes that we didn't do good grows on, I was kind of not wanting to show maybe, but if there's something that I can show on at least something for each type, I want to be able to do a video on it. So I wasn't quite sure I was going to do that, but I'm going to give this one a shot. It's the Rosella Purple, and it's actually this plant right here. And this entire section of tomatoes forest this year has been a little bit of an overcrowding situation. So we have gotten one off it already that kind of just sat on the counter that we didn't try. The reason I grew this one this year, and almost surely I'm going to give it a better shot next year, especially from the seeds that we'll save from this tomato right here, is because it, out of all the dwarf varieties, shares the most genetics with the Cherokee Purple. The Cherokee Purples are our overall favorite tomato for several different reasons. It's just the consistency of the meat, the many uses you can use for it, well-rounded. When I come to flavor of tomatoes, I really couldn't say the Cherokee Purple is my favorite because there's a different kind of flavor profile that can come with some of the other colors, like orange, for example. The Hawaiian pineapple is a better tasting one for that style of tomato. But when it comes to the Cherokee Purple, I really like the deep, rich, smoky flavor. There's also one that we didn't do good with this year called the Purple Heart, and there's a few growing on it. We have a neighbor that did really good with this one. I don't know if we'll even get anything worth saving seeds or showing a video on, but it has become our favorite purple dwarf tomato because it the consistency of the meat, the flavor, the shape, the name. So I really wanted to give this one a shot. Actually, this one right here would have gotten a shot in our yard last year because of all the good things that I've heard about it, but it's the Rosella Purple. When we tried to get the seeds for it last season, they were all sold out. So seeds can sell out and stuff, so we made sure that as soon as they got the seeds back in, we were ordering a little bit early on some of the stuff and made sure we got some of these seeds to give it a shot. This isn't the best situation for it. This entire section, like I was saying, has had issues. The plant's really strong. There is some more on it, and like I was saying, that we took one off, and this one behind it's an emerald giant dwarf, and so it's just overlaying. So those are actually from this plant. The berries, crazy cherries, trying to overgrow it. The Benedettos did really good. It's trying to overgrow it. So it's just kind of the bad section, and even with that though, it kind of shows the strength and veracity of the grow. It's a really strong plant. Had no issues on it really. This is just normal leaves. But this is the Rosella Purple. I'll take this one off right here. It might be the only good one on the plant that we get a chance to test. It looks kind of similar to a Cherokee Purple. Really excited about the flavor because we've had issues growing some of our purple tomatoes, especially the Cherokee Purple or the Carbon and the Black Crim, and so getting a purple tomato that tastes really good off of one of these power plants, these Dwarf Tomato Project power plants, is just really cool. So take this inside and open it up. Catch you guys in a second. Love you. Alright, I am really excited about this tomato. So this is the Rosella Purple from the Dwarf Tomato Project. I like the coloration on it. It has the coloration of a lot of the purple tomatoes. It's supposed to share genetics with the Cherokee Purple too, and be the one that's probably the closest to that. The Purple Heart shares genetics with the Black Crim and the Carbon. That's a really, really good tomato flavor. To me, it's really rich. Like a Cherokee Purple and some of the purple tomatoes have a kind of smooth, smoky flavor. Or maybe like the black creme, I always like lean a little bit towards a slightly salty, rich flavor. This has their flavor, but it's like a really pronounced version of it. It's really, really strong. And each person's grow may be different. You may grow this in your yard and have a completely different flavor from it. Man, there's a type of tomato that we call chocolate or brown tomatoes, or possibly even rust, and that would be the black trifle, the black prince, and also the Paul Robeson. And then we have what we call purple tomatoes, which we would call the Cherokee Purple, the black creme, the carbon, the purple heart from the Dwarf Tomato Project. A brown or chocolate tomato would be the Tasmanian chocolate from the Dwarf Tomato Project. But this has that purple flavor, like you would call a Cherokee Purple or something. I don't know. This is a really, really good grow. This is a really good flavor tomato. It's super strong. I'm not quite sure. I like the purple heart better because of the amount of meat. So if you're slicing it into a sandwich, I feel like the purple heart from the Dwarf Tomato Project does a better job. And I feel like even the black creme, well, maybe the black creme has a lot of similar to the insides of this. It doesn't really have the insides of a Cherokee Purple, but it does have the flavor, but like almost like an overly pronounced version of it. I could see this being excellent in some sort of sauce or salsa, whatever you put it in though. I feel like it's going to be overwhelming. Angel's not going to be on camera for this one. I'm going to make sure that she tries some of it though, but she's under the weather right now and didn't want to be on camera because she's not feeling too well. So this is the Rosella Purple tomato. This is an excellent, excellent flavored tomato. It's super rich. It's almost like when we refer to the chocolate or the brown tomatoes, like I was talking about earlier, the Paul Robeson and black trifle and such, they have a really rich, almost sauce-ready flavor. And then when I go to the Cherokee Purple, the black creme, and the carbon, I look at them as like slicers for hamburgers, kind of like a smoky salsa, just a flavor like that. But I lean more towards the chocolate or browns because of the rich flavor that they have. And they tend to be juicier tomatoes too, that just seems like it would lean that way to us personally. This is all personal opinion. But this one right here, I could almost imagine trying to make a tomato soup out of it, or a really, really rich sauce. And usually when I'm talking about the Cherokee Purple, I'm talking about slicing for sandwiches and burgers and other stuff like I was saying. This one right here, it would make an excellent, excellent sauce of that flavor of purple that comes with those. This is really, really good. I'm going to give Angel a try of this when she gets done. I'm sure she's going to love it too. And it's not too bad on the meat. It just doesn't have the slicer quality that would make it a really, really good slicer. And this is all one tomato off of one overcrowded plant in one tiny yard in one tiny town, one small family. This is all just an opinion. Everything can be completely different if you give this a try. It almost has to be high acidity because of how strong that flavor is. I'm like reminded of ketchup too. It's kind of hard to explain. But let me go ahead. I'm going to save seeds off this one and then take you outside and let you look at the plant one more time. Give it a second and tell you what I think. Love you guys. Catch you in a second. All right, so this is the carbon tomato. It's still green right now, but it'll bear more of the color of the Rosella Purple that we just did a taste on just a second ago. It'll bear most of that color. Here's the only chocolate or brown tomato that we grew in the yard, and this one's called the Black Prince, and it has a really rich flavor. It's gonna be hard comparing this Rosella Purple to a Cherokee Purple, because I would say out of all the tomatoes that I've had, the one that links the flavor between the chocolate and the browns and the purples is probably this one. I also want to say this is probably the strongest tomato flavor I've ever had in a tomato. I've had dozens and dozens of different varieties of tomato. Some of them have stronger flavor than others. Some of them might be a little more mild. Some of them taste different than others. But this one right here, it just had such a deep, rich, strong flavor. It's probably I'd say it's definitely right off the bat the strongest tomato flavor I've ever had in a tomato. So if you really like a really strong, rich flavor, this one would be perfect for sauces. Like I was showing it, for our grower specifically, maybe just that one tomato, it didn't look like a great slicer, but it could definitely be used as a slicer. This Rosella Purple, a huge standout in our yard. A super, super strong, rich tomato flavor. Great for sauces and all sorts of stuff. It's man, that's a great grow for us. I know that it didn't turn out very well. I would definitely recommend this grow if you haven't tried it. We're going to do a better job with it next year in a better spot. Anything that kind of falls behind like that. I'm really glad I did a video on this tomato. This is an excellent, excellent, excellent flavored tomato. Really, really strong flavor, almost like ready-made sauce to some degree. Like I was saying, I've never tasted a tomato that had that strong of a flavor. Super, super rich, probably super high in acids, I'm guessing, which can come with a lot of the super rich flavors. But an excellent tomato. A link between the chocolate or brown varieties versus the purple varieties, and an excellent grow. So the Rosella Purple, it's September 15th of 2022. Love you guys, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.